Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy Will. Welcome to Fandom Frequency. If this is your first time joining us, obviously we're talking about everything in the world of fandom: wrestling, comic books, anime, movies, mostly movies and TV and music. But we're going to cover everything around here. So if you dig the vibe, make sure you're clicking the buttons below the video, showing that support, and show some love, man. And we always going to go show that right back to you. We have a lot of fun discussing all this nerdy content. So make sure you do the same and jump into those comments below and let us know what you thought about this, man. But we're back in the world of Westeros and its House of the Dragon. Season 2 is finally here. We had a little bit of a wait thanks to the strikes and all that stuff from last year, but finally it's here. Season 2. We absolutely loved season 1 from last year, and I remember I came in never seeing a single episode of Game of Thrones ever at the time when this first season came out 2 years ago or so. But since then, I watched and reviewed most of the series. By the time I got to the ending, it was very disappointing, and I didn't kind of want to talk about it as much. But maybe I'll come back around to it, and if you guys want to see it, maybe I'll actually finish up the reviews for that. But it did seem like the reviews were declining, so people seemed a little less interested anyway. But I had a great time overall watching the first 6 seasons of the show. I thought were great, especially the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones are phenomenal. It just keeps getting better and better and better. So I just became even a much bigger fan and appreciating much more of the world of Westeros and what George R. R. Martin's world is with these games. With these books of, the Song of House and Birds, whatever. You know what I mean? A song of Ice and Fire. I'm sorry. I got it. A Song of Ice and Fire, the Song of Ice and Fire, a Song of Ice and Fire. One of those. Yeah. That's the name. No one's gonna correct me below. I already know. But yeah, man. So we're back here in the world of Westeros. Rhaenyra and Alicent are getting ready to get into the Civil War. Shit's about to go down, son. And in this first episode, we're dealing with the aftermath of Aemond ended up having his dragon ended up eating Rhaenyra's son. So the whole plan right now from Rhaenyra's side of things is a son for a son, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, motherfucker. They are coming for revenge and they are plotting and scheming in the background, figuring out what moves and strategic things that they could do to bolster up their arms, bolster up their support, go after these blockades, and go and signal for war against the Blackcoats, man. It's Green Coats versus Blackcoats, and it's going on. And yeah, so everything's kind of heating up and slowly getting into things, and that's the one thing I do appreciate with this show is they take their time to flesh things out and build out the conflicts and the dynamics with the characters and what's going on with the characters emotionally, what's going on with the world right now, and where everyone stands and what the current plans are for getting this thing built out, and it all feels layered and lived in. That's the number one thing I love about Game of Thrones and this whole entire like franchise so far with this and House of the Dragon season 1 is that the world feels lived in. It feels like these characters have stakes all the time, and the stakes are just continuously getting raised. You know what I mean? And I just love the way that they're able to do that. And the one thing I will say is this episode is really not full of a ton of action, really. So not necessarily a negative or positive for me, but it might be a negative or positive for some of you out there. It's definitely a very, very dialogue-driven episode. There's some action at the end that's fucking shocking. That is for damn sure. Trigger warning for all you real weak people out there, man, because I'm telling you, there's some really hardcore shit that goes down at the end of this episode. And I absolutely not loved what they did to the person or who the person was. But I love that the show's willing to go there. And it just leaves the episode on such a cliffhanger like, oh shit, what's about to go down right now? So I always love that element of the show. But they build up the tension and they ratchet it up slowly and really get you back into this world and catch you up with all the characters and see where everybody's at, what side they really on, where they stand. Rhaenyra's just going through the episode really primarily just kind of going through that grief process and really just mourning the loss of her son. And he's even to the point where Matt Smith's character is pissed about it, Damon, and he's like, yo, we got to make a move. We got to fucking go for these motherfuckers. We got to come and cut some heads. We got to cut some throats. And he's like, hey, man, you got to calm down, Billy Loomis, and we got to wait because she's grieving. She's a mother. She lost her son. You don't understand, dog. I done went through this shit because you got homegirl, her cousin, sister-in-law, one of those. I really like that character too. I'm just blanking on it, man. These Game of Thrones characters are kind of hard to remember her name, but you know what I'm talking about. The lady that was talking to Matt Smith at the beginning of the thing, talking to Damon. She was like, "Yo, man, give her some room. You're not the king. Can't tell me what to do. She'll get to it when she's ready." Let her do her thing. And then as we go through the rest of the episode, we catch up with Alicent and the Green Coats and all that, Hightower and everybody, King Aegon and everyone plotting around the high table, if you will, trying to figure out their next moves and figure out the whole process of everything. And that's really what this episode is just you're just kind of catching up with the characters and everything going on. But then when you get to the shit at the end where they're going to get the son for a son and they send in these assassins, these as like almost like rat catchers that they have for the castle and everything like that to infiltrate and kind of go assassinate the youngest son, the heir to the throne, if you will, right? And I was like, oh, man, this shit is gnarly because they killed the kid, sliced him the fuck up, man. Like, they ain't fucking playing around, dude. So shit is about to go down because now revenge has been had. So it's like, you know, Alicent, when shit goes down and she really gets pissed, she can get violent and the vengeful side of her comes out. You don't see it right now because she's kind of just chilling, kind of fucking King's Guard over there or whatever. But let me tell you, dude, when Alicent finds out what happened, shit is about to get real. So I'm just super hyped for episode 2, to be honest with you. And I feel like this is just that perfect little setup episode, catch you up on everything and just get you right back on the edge of your seat because shit's about to get real. And I think one of the first battles or conflicts is about to go down within the next episode or 2. So I'm really hyped on it, and I was really, really digging it overall. Because like I said, I went into that first season as not a Game of Thrones fan at all. Now I'm definitely a Game of Thrones fan, even though season 7 and 8 especially had such a terrible ending. But House of the Dragon season 1 was great through and through. It started off strong and just kept getting better and better every week to me. So I feel like this season's kind of on par to do the same thing and feels like it's almost teeing itself up to go on the same kind of a rhythm, kind of go in that same cadence, at least for myself. But I want to hear from y'all out there. What did you think about this premiere episode of season 2 of House of the Dragon? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did you fall somewhere in the middle? Are you mixed on it? I would love to hear y'all's opinions. You guys are always so fun in the comments, and it's always great to interact with y'all out there and with all the new subscribers coming in. I'm sure some of y'all haven't really maybe reached out, but go ahead and do it, man. You know, we love discussing everything around here. I know you guys are still jumping on over to the Kevin Smith ranking and commenting down there, so I love how even the old videos are getting love, but let's keep that going for the new stuff as well. And I just appreciate each and every one of you watching and sticking around to the end of the video. It really does mean a lot to me. I have a lot of fun doing this channel, and it's going to be great to continue growing this community and seeing where it goes and seeing what other fun movies and different things in pop culture we can talk about. So make sure you stick around on the channel. We got some more music content coming at y'all as well, and we got these weekly House of the Dragon recaps along with The Boys Season 4. Those are going to be dropping every single week, and then we're going to come back around to the Acolyte over there on Star Wars Disney Plus World and then do the whole rest of the season review and see how that shakes up, because right now it's a little shaky. So make sure you stick around for all the cool stuff we got going on the channel. I think I might have a little bit more free time too, so there might even be some more content coming out for y'all. We'll see what's going on. You know, work life is changing and whatnot, but until then, make sure you stick around, you stay tuned, you don't sleep on any of this dopeness we got here on the channel, and we're going to catch you again real soon. Take care. Much love, y'all. Peace.